Hello! Welcome to our video on how to complete the tenant application for the Oregon Emergency Rental Assistance Program. In this video, I'll show you how to log into the portal to create an application for rent assistance. I'll outline which documents you need to have on hand for a quick application, and I'll show you how to properly complete each part of the application. This video will take about 20 minutes. Let's get started. First, we'll go to the website where you'll begin your application, and this will take us to a landing page. We'll start by clicking on Tenants Apply Today, which will take us through a series of pre-qualification questions to make sure that we meet the qualifications to receive rental assistance. But before we start the pre-screening, I want us to review the documents that you'll need to have on hand before starting this application in order to quickly, easily, and successfully complete your application for rental assistance. There are 4 parts that you'll need to verify in order to receive rental assistance: your identity, your income, your residence, the amount of rent that is owed if you're applying for rental assistance, and the amount owed to the utility company if you're applying for utility assistance. To verify your identity, please have on hand one of the documents listed on this page underneath Verify Identity. This list includes all of the acceptable ways for you to verify your identity, but you'll only need one item from the list underneath Verify Identity. Similarly, in order to verify your income, you'll need to have one of the following items on the list underneath the text Verify Income. The same is true for your residence, your rent owed, and your utility owed. When we get into the application, I'll show you where and how to upload each of these forms so that your application can be processed quickly. The application will be easiest if you have each item of the document that you need uploaded and saved to your computer. In this example, I'll be using a driver's license to verify my identity, my 2020 IRS tax form 1040 to verify my income, and my driver's license will also work to verify my residence because it has my current address listed correctly on my license. To show the amount of rent owed, I'll have uploaded and saved a rental agreement provided to me by my landlord. And lastly, I'll also have saved to my computer my utility bills in order to show the amount owed to each utility company. Now that we have all of our documents ready, we'll select Click Here to apply, and then select Click Here to start our pre-screening. If you're working with a community organization and have their organization ID number, click Yes. If not, select No. Working with a community partner does not affect the status of your application in any way. Next, I'll enter the address for which I'm seeking rent assistance. A list of addresses will pop up for you to choose from. If you see your address, select it. If not, enter your address all the way down. Next, we'll need to verify that your income is right for this program. Scroll down to the table below and look for the number of people in your household. In this example, my household consists of 4 people, 2 adults and 2 children. So I'll look to make sure that my income is either the same or below the amount listed here. If so, click Yes to move forward. This question confirms that you're seeking rent and/or utility assistance for a rental unit in the state of Oregon. Select Yes. This question confirms that you have been negatively impacted by COVID-19 in any of the ways listed above. This question confirms that you have past due rent or any other instance of housing instability. We have now landed on our pre-qualified page and may now begin the application for rent assistance. This page reminds us again to have these documents on hand and saved to our computer. Now we'll scroll to the bottom of the page to create our account. You'll need to have either an email address or a phone number in order to create an account, so that a program administrator has a way to get in contact with you. So we'll enter our first name, our last name, we'll create a username, enter our email or our phone number, create a password, and select Register. Now that we've pre-qualified and registered, we can begin our application. Up at the top is our application dashboard. The blue dots tell us where we are in the application. We'll start by entering information about the primary applicant, which is the person filling out the application. The first and last name will already be there from the previous page. We'll use the drop-down calendar to enter our birthday, enter race, ethnicity, gender, primary language, and household size. While Social Security number and ITIN are available for you to enter, they are not required to process your application or receive funding for rental assistance. Next, we'll verify that both the phone number and the property address you entered when you registered your account are correct. In this example, I forgot to enter a phone number when I registered my account, so I'll do that now. We'll check this box to say that my mailing address is the same as the address listed above. This box auto-checks to say that the address above is currently occupied by me, the applicant. If there are multiple people in your household, the system will ask you to enter information for each of those people here. Later on in the application, you will be required to enter income verification for anyone in the household who is over the age of 18. So in this example, I will need to upload both Jane and John's proof of income. Verification of income is not required for children younger than 18. However, you still have to provide the system with their date of birth. If the date of birth is less than 18 years of age, the system automatically creates a name indicating that the person's name is minor household member 1 or minor household member 2. If you need to add additional members, select Add Member. If you need to remove a member, select Remove Member. Otherwise, select Save and Continue. The second section of our application will ask about the assistance that you need. The first question asks whether you have received assistance from another COVID-19 rent assistance program, including any other local government programs or tribal programs, for the same costs that you are applying for today. If you have received assistance like STAR or emergency rent assistance from Multnomah or another county, please check Yes. Checking Yes will not affect your ability to continue filling out an application or your ability to submit an application. After selecting Yes or No, you will be prompted to enter information about your landlord. If you are only seeking utility assistance, skip this section and continue down to the tables below to enter the utility assistance that you need. In the blue box, begin to type the name of your landlord or your property management company. Your landlord or management company may appear in the drop-down menu below. If so, please select your landlord or management company. If your landlord or company does not appear in the box, select Add a Landlord. A box that says Add New Landlord or Property Manager will appear. Make the selection between a landlord or a property manager or both. Next, enter all of the information that you have for your landlord or property manager. The more contact information that you provide, the easier it is for us to contact the company. Please note that entering an email address is required. If you do not have this at the time of the application, you may log out and come back to finish your application at a later time or day. There is no limit to how long you may wait between beginning your application and submitting it, but you'll want to try and submit your application as soon as possible. When you've finished entering all of your landlord or management company's information, select Save. Then, make sure that the information in the blue box is correct. Now it's time to enter the amount of money you need in rent and/or utility assistance. Let's start with rent assistance. We'll click this box, and then we'll select the name of the person who pays the bill, the number of bedrooms, and your total monthly rent payment. In the table below, you'll click the number of months for which you need assistance paying rent. You may select as few as 1 month or as many as 13 months. This can include up to 3 months of future rent. Next, you'll enter the original amount of rent due, the amount towards that rent that you may have paid, and any fees that are due. If you selected yes to the question at the beginning of this page about receiving other benefits, the system will now ask you to declare how much assistance you received and through which program. If you selected no, this amount paid by other programs will not be displayed at this table. At the end of this table, you'll see the total amount of rent assistance requested. Verify that this is correct before moving on to utilities. If you're applying for utility assistance, we'll go through the same process that we went through for rental assistance for utility assistance. The utilities covered through the Oregon Emergency Rental Assistance Program include water, sewer, electric, gas, trash, bulk fuel, and a one-time $300 stipend for internet. Select which utility you need help paying. Then search for the name of the utility company. If you find the name of the company in the drop-down below, click on it. If not, click Other, Please See My Bill. Select the person who pays the bills and whether or not the utility has been disconnected. Then be sure to enter the account number, which can be found on your bill. In the table below, select the months that you need help paying for assistance, the original amount owed, the amount you may have paid towards that balance, and any fees associated with this bill. If any part of the utility bills were paid for by another program, click Report Other Funding Received. Then select the name of the program and the amount of assistance you received. Complete these steps for any other utilities you need assistance for. At the end of the page, you'll see a total for the amount of assistance requested, which will include rent and any utilities you need help paying. If this amount is correct, click Save and Continue. If not, go back to the top of this page and change anything that needs changed. The third page of our application asks us to verify that the amount of rent assistance we are applying for is correct. It asks you to verify the amount of any duplicate benefits you may have received. This is what you entered on the previous page if you selected yes to the first question about receiving additional benefits. Please verify that the amount of assistance you received is correct, or if you did not receive any assistance, that this number says 0. Once you have verified that all the information above is correct, type your name in the box at the end of the page and select Save and Continue. Now it's time to verify the income for any member of our household who is over the age of 18. There are 3 ways you can verify income. The first way is to use your 2020 IRS tax form 1040. The second way is to use pay stubs or other proof of income documents to show income over the past 60 days. The third option is only if you have no income to report in the last 30 days. In this example, I'll use my 2020 IRS tax form 1040 to verify the income for me, the primary applicant. First, I'll select Use My 2020 Tax Filing, or I can make this selection from the drop-down menu above. I'll click on the gray box to upload a file. I'll find a copy of my Form 1040 on my computer and upload it. You can click on this Preview button to make sure that you've uploaded the correct document. Don't forget to enter your adjusted gross income in the box above, making sure that it matches what is on your tax form. If my children, spouse, or any other members of my household were listed on my IRS Form 1040 uploaded above, I'll answer yes to this question. And then I'll check the name of the people included on the 1040. If all of the other adult members in the household are included in the 1040, you don't need to enter their information separately. However, if there is another adult in the household who is not listed on the 1040, you'll need to enter their income information below. If you don't have a 2020 tax form or would prefer not to use it, you'll select Other Income Documents as the way to verify your income. A list of income types will be displayed. Go through and check whether you have had this form of income in the last 60 days. In my example, I'll select severance pay and unemployment benefits. In the table below the checklist, I'll enter the amounts that I made for the last 2 months, or the most recent months that I can provide a payment document, which could include a pay stub, deposit slip, or a letter from my employer or previous employer. After entering the most recent 2 monthly amounts for each income I received, the system will ask me to upload whichever proof of payment documentation that I have. Again, we can preview here to make sure we uploaded the correct document. After uploading all of our documents, scroll to the bottom of the page and see the total annualized household income, which will be the sum of the incomes from all adults in the household. If this looks correct, click Save and Continue. The third way to document your income is to self-certify that you have not received any form of income in the last 30 days. However, this option only applies to those who have not had any form of income at all in at least 30 days. Select No Income in the drop-down. Then read through the income types to be sure that you have not received income from any of the following sources. If you have not, select No. Scroll to the bottom of the page and type your name in the white box. The checkmark under your name will turn blue to let you know that your electronic signature has been accepted. Verify that your total annualized household income is correct and select Save and Continue. The fifth page of the application asks you to select how you have been negatively impacted by COVID-19. There are 3 ways to demonstrate how you or a member of your household have been impacted by COVID-19. The first is qualifying for unemployment benefits. The second is experiencing a reduction in income, an increase in financial expenses, or any other financial hardship due indirectly or directly to the pandemic. The third is experiencing housing instability or a risk of homelessness. You must select one option from underneath the first header, either that you qualified for unemployment or experienced other financial hardship. If you selected qualified for unemployment, please enter the date that you first became unemployed. This is a required field. You may also enter the date that you applied for and received unemployment, but these following fields are optional. If you did not qualify for unemployment but still experienced a financial hardship due to COVID-19, select the second checkbox under the first header. A table will appear below. Please select any hardships that apply to you or a member of your household. Remember, you only need to select one of these 2 options underneath this first bold header. Underneath this second header, you must also select the third option, which says that you have experienced housing instability or a risk of homelessness sometime between March 13th, 2020 and the present day. Selecting this checkbox is necessary to receive emergency rental assistance. Please note that the housing instability hardship does not need to exist at the time of the application, but must have occurred sometime between March 13th, 2020 and the day you're filling out this application. After selecting this third box, please select one of the following housing instability hardships you or someone in your household has experienced. Selecting one of these is necessary to complete your application. Once you have selected 2 of the 3 options on this page, scroll to the bottom of the page to type your name in the white box below. The checkmark under your name will turn blue, letting you know your electronic signature has been accepted. The majority of the application has been completed at this point, and all that's left to do is review some terms and conditions and finish uploading any other documentation we'll need to fully complete and submit our application. Let's hit Save and Continue to move forward. Please take time on this next page to review our privacy policy. Once you've reviewed this, scroll to the bottom of the page and type your name and the names of any adults in your household to electronically sign this privacy policy. Select Save and Continue to move forward. We'll do the same thing with our terms and conditions, carefully reviewing and then electronically signing at the bottom of the page. Lastly, we'll review the release of information, electronically sign, and continue to the last page of the application for rental assistance. The final page of our application will allow us to review, edit, or upload any additional documents we need to fully complete our application for rental assistance. Please remember that you must submit all necessary documents in order to have your application quickly processed. The easiest way for you to submit your documents will be for you to upload them here in the application portal. Acceptable forms of uploaded documents include a scanned document, a picture of a document taken on your phone, or a document saved in PDF form. If you can't upload the necessary documentation, you can fax or mail the needed documents to your local program administrator. But please know that your application processing time will be significantly delayed. Information on where to mail or fax your documents can be found on our website, and we'll provide a link to this website at the end of the video. For this application to be complete, I'll verify that I've uploaded the following documents. First is a proof of income, which I uploaded on the previous page. I'll click the Preview button just to make sure it's still the correct file. Secondly, I'll need to upload my proof of identity now because there was no point earlier in the application where I was prompted to do this. Again, you must upload your proof of ID here on this page. Click on the gray box, find your proof of identification on your computer, which in my case is a driver's license, and then preview to make sure it's the right document. Third, you'll need proof of your rental agreement showing the amount of rent that you owe. This could include a signed lease agreement or a rent ledger showing the total amount of rent owed, ideally broken out by month. But don't worry, if you don't have a lease agreement or something else from your landlord, you can download one of the following documents in the blue box, fill it out, and re-upload it into the system. The first document is a landlord certification of rent. This is something that you'll fill out and both you and your landlord will sign. You'll enter your landlord's information, the date that you moved in, the total amount of past due rent owed. And last, you'll have your landlord sign the form. You'll sign it, and then you'll re-upload it into the system by clicking here in this gray box. The second document available here can be used if your landlord is unable or refuses to sign the landlord and tenant certification of rent form. This form looks about the same as the other form, except it only requires the signature of the applicant, not the landlord. Again, you'll only use one of these two forms if you do not have a copy of your lease or rent agreement, or if you don't have notice of past due rent from your landlord. In this example application, I'm going to upload a past due rent ledger that I received from my landlord. The last thing you'll need to upload are utility bills for any utility assistance you are requesting. You'll need to upload bills for each month that you are requesting assistance. Once we have finished uploading all of our documents and checking them for the final time, we're ready to submit our application. Remember, once you submit your application, you are not able to go back and make any changes. If you need to check anything else in your application, please select the previous button at the bottom of the page to go back and check anything else you'd like to verify. When you're ready, please select Complete. After submitting your application, you will be directed to this page where you can view your pre-qualification letter. You can also print this letter out if that's helpful for you. After submitting your application, your status will be pending initial review. This dashboard is available for you to view at any time, simply by logging back into the system. And you can always view your current status and this pre-qualification letter. When your application moves to a different status, you'll receive an email notification, and you can log back into the system at any time should you need to upload any additional documents in order to move your application to the next step. Thank you for watching this video walkthrough of the application for Oregon Emergency Rental Assistance.